Hello everyone and welcome to another Star Wars figure review. Today we're going to take a look at some more figures from the Clone Wars line. This time around it's a battle pack, and I'll give you a look at the packaging first, as it is this one. The Darth Maul Returns battle pack, which as you can see from the sticker on the front, is a Target exclusive in the US and an independent store exclusive here in the UK. I didn't actually pick this up here in the UK. I got this one from US online store DorkSideToys.com, which I will provide a link to in the video description. A highly recommended store. They provide a great service and they stock a hell of a lot of action figures. They sell Star Wars figures, Marvel, G.I. Joe, pretty much anything that you can name, they sell it. So I highly recommend that you check out DorkSideToys.com, and as I said, I will provide a link in the video description to check out their store. So that is the front of the packaging. As you can see, this set does include 3 figures. Comes with Darth Maul's brother, Savage Opress, the character debut of the Nightsister, and the first appearance of Darth Maul in the Clone Wars line. On the back of the packaging we have a very cool image of the 3 characters in action. We've got Savage Opress there, the Nightsister and Darth Maul. And obviously this particular pack is based on the Season 4 episodes of the Clone Wars in which Darth Maul makes his return. Hence the name of this battle pack. So that's the packaging. And of course, as I've said in many reviews in the past, what would any Clone Wars figure be without the display stand? This time around it's black. And of course the battle game cards as well. So you get one for each character. Got one for Savage Opress. A very cool image at the top. And on the back as well. We have one for Darth Maul. Sort of the main attraction of this set in some ways. And of course one for the Nightsister as well. So there we go, that's the packaging and the contents. Now onto the figures, and we'll start with what I believe to be the most underrated figure of this set, obviously because most of the focus goes on to Darth Maul and Savage. This is the Nightsister, and despite rumours and speculation, this isn't Mother Talzin from the Clone Wars series. This is just a generic, nameless Nightsister. However, it does appear to be heavily based on the concept art from The Phantom Menace. You may remember the villain, or the concept art for the villain for episode 1 did look very similar to this. Obviously Lucasfilm have decided to delve into the archives and use that concept art as the basis for the Nightsisters in the Clone Wars. This is a very cool figure though, and what I really like about it is the fact that it blurs the line really between a realistic style figure and an animated styled figure, in the sense that it does have realistic elements to it, which is quite cool, so it does fit in anywhere in your collection. She does come with a lightsaber as well, which is quite nice, and very highly detailed as well. You've got some gold highlights on the hilt there, and a very strong red blade. Facial sculpt of the figure is awesome, looks menacing just as it should, and you've got this really sort of ornate and abstract sort of feathery cloak for the figure, which looks awesome. She's also heavily articulated, which is really cool. She has a ball jointed neck, should I say, ball hinged shoulders and elbows, swivel wrists, a swivel waist, swivel hips, ball hinged knees and ball hinged ankles. So she's got it where it counts, kid. So that is the Nightsister. As I said, I believe this to be the most underrated figure from this pack, because the main focus does go to Darth Maul and his brother, but it's a very cool figure that shouldn't be overlooked. So there we go, that is the Nightsister. Next up we do have Darth Maul's brother, Savage Opress. And this is another figure that I was really excited to get because I missed out on the first release of this figure. Savage, in his armoured form, was first released in the Clone Wars line back in 2011, and along with Cerapass, he was one of the harder to find figures from that particular wave. As I said, this figure is a re-release, and the only real difference between this figure and the initial release of Savage is the fact that this one doesn't come with a double-bladed lightsaber. He just comes with the missile-firing force pike, which, as you can see, the missile is placed at the end there. You just flick it at the bottom and it will go firing out. So it's a very, very cool figure. Compared to the shirtless version of Savage Opress, I personally prefer this one, mainly due to the facial sculpt. In my opinion, it's just a lot more accurate. The sculpt seems to be more defined, you know, the paint application seems to be a lot finer, and there just seems to be an overall more higher level of attention to detail paid to this figure. And the facial sculpt is just fantastic, really, really good. Really does replicate the CGI model used in the series. In terms of the actual figure there, as you can see, he is wearing his suit of armour. He has a couple of hinged shoulder plates which do move to accommodate the movement in the shoulder. These can be removed as well, if you so wish. The armour itself is highly detailed as well, looks really, really cool. It also has a soft goods cloak, or tunic rather, which allows for added posability. And in terms of articulation itself, this figure has a ball jointed neck, ball hinged shoulders, elbows and swivel wrists, a swivel waist, swivel hips, ball hinged knees, but no articulation in the ankles, which is a bit unfortunate, but it doesn't take a whole lot away from the figure. Again, this figure, in my opinion, could have 0 points of articulation and it'd still be awesome due to that fantastic head sculpt. So there we go, that is Savage Opress. And finally, as I said, the main attraction of this pack, the Sith Lord himself, Darth Maul. Now, this isn't the best Darth Maul figure by any means, but it's certainly not bad. Compared to the previous sort of cybernetic legs version of Darth Maul that was released in the Infinities comic pack, this one is probably my favourite of the two. Personally, it just seems a lot more solid and well made, and I just like it a lot more. In terms of articulation, I'll run through that first. He has a ball jointed neck, ball hinged shoulders and elbows, no articulation in the forearms or the wrists, which is a little bit unfortunate. He has hinged hips, which is quite cool, and he also has hinged knees as well. And it's really nice to see weathering return to this figure. As you can see, he has a few highlights on the gloves there, and of course on the cybernetic legs, which is fantastic. Nice level of detail there. Obviously he is shirtless, so he's got the Sith tattoos, or the Night Brother tattoos, as they appear to be in the Clone Wars. Facial sculpt is mediocre, I'd say. Don't know if you're getting a good look at that, but I'll just zoom in a little bit more for you. It's not the worst Darth Maul head sculpt I've ever seen, but it's certainly not the best. He doesn't look quite menacing enough, in my opinion. He just looks like he can't be bothered. So yeah, that could have done with a little bit of improvement, especially from the front. When you look at it from the side, it looks really good. It definitely looks like the CGI model that was used in the Clone Wars series, but as I said, it could have just done with a little bit more of, I don't know, there's just something missing there. There's not enough passion in his face, if you will. Get the camera to focus in there. But yeah, it's not the worst Darth Maul head sculpt I've ever seen, but could have done with some work. If you missed out on this pack, then you'll be pleased to know that both Darth Maul and Savage Opress are being re-released in the first wave of the 2013 Clone Wars line. So you can pick these up individually if you wish. And in terms of weaponry, he does come, of course, with his trademark double-bladed lightsaber, which has a bit of an action feature incorporated into it. As you can see, it's got this sort of force blast sort of mechanism in the middle. Just knock the brightness down a little bit just to get a bit more emphasis on that. Yeah, he has this sort of force blast effect in the middle of the two hilts, which if you distance the lightsaber far enough away from Darth Maul, you can actually sort of do a force spin on the lightsaber like that, which is, you know, it's a bit gimmicky to say the least, but it's nice that they incorporated it. And the good thing is it's not a permanent fixture. You can remove each hilt from the Force Blast. You can also remove that as well, and then you can reconnect the lightsabers like that and place the lightsaber in Darth Maul's hand to get a more realistic feel. Obviously we never actually see Darth Maul utilise the double-bladed lightsaber in the Clone Wars series. He's always using a single-bladed weapon, but it's still cool that they included it nonetheless. So he's a very, very cool figure. Obviously the cybernetic legs look fantastic. I really do hope at some point that Hasbro decide to release the spider version of Darth Maul that we see when Savage first discovers him in the cave. And you know, he's crawling around all creepy looking and whatnot. That'd be an awesome figure. But this one will subside for now. So I'll just display the brothers of the dark side next to one another. Awesome, awesome figures. Highly recommend this pack. But as I said, I think the Nightsister loses out in some ways because the emphasis or the focus of this pack definitely seems to be on Darth Maul and his brother Savage Opress. And as I said, the Nightsister in this pack tends to get a little bit overlooked, but she's not to be discounted. She's a fantastic figure, but these two are fantastic as well. Let's give you one more look at the Nightsister and then we'll wrap this review up. There she is, face paint and all. So yeah, a fantastic pack, definitely one that I would recommend picking up if you haven't got it already. And as I said, if you want to pick this up from anywhere, head over to dorksidetoys.com. So there we go. That is the Darth Maul Returns Battle Pack. I hope you've enjoyed this review, guys, and I'll be back with some more reviews very soon. I've still got a ton of vintage collection figures to review for you, and of course, a lot of Lego. So stay tuned for all of those reviews, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. So until then, as always, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.